The United States Air Force is poised to revolutionize the capabilities of the B-1 bomber, transforming it into a formidable flying arsenal. The bomber's mission would now extend beyond conventional airstrikes, enabling it to engage enemy ships and land targets using a massive payload of anti-ship and land attack missiles. By arming the aircraft with a vast number of anti-ship and land attack missiles, the Air Force aims to amplify its operational reach and impact. With the potential to carry 36 cruise missiles, the B-1 bomber will possess unrivaled firepower, enabling it to engage multiple targets simultaneously, striking fear into adversaries and bolstering the nation's defense. The conversion of the B-1 into a flying arsenal underscores the Air Force's commitment to maintaining air superiority and its adaptability to confront ever-evolving threats. New B-1 bomber. The United States Air Force's ambitious plans to transform the B-1 bomber into a flying arsenal have raised eyebrows in global military circles, with potential implications for the balance of power in the Pacific region. If successfully implemented, this upgraded B-1 bomber could become a potent adversary for Chinese aircraft carriers, turning them into vulnerable targets and creating strategic challenges for the People's Liberation Army Navy (PLN). The envisioned transformation could equip each B-1 bomber with a staggering arsenal of anti-ship and land attack missiles, granting it firepower comparable to that of an entire aircraft carrier. This development could shift the dynamics of naval warfare, as a small fleet of these deadly bombers, operated by just a few crew members, could hypothetically pose a significant threat to Chinese aircraft carriers, each carrying thousands of personnel. The prospect of the B-1 bombers potentially converting Chinese aircraft carriers into flaming wrecks raises concerns over regional stability. While the intent is not to encourage conflict, the increased capabilities of these bombers could serve as a powerful deterrent, altering China's calculations regarding military actions. Such a scenario may influence China's strategic planning and potentially reduce the likelihood of aggressive behavior, paving the way for greater stability in the Pacific region. Bring more missiles. The United States Air Force is actively enhancing the capabilities of its B-1 Lancer bomber by increasing the payload of long-range anti-ship missiles, LRASM, and Joint Air-to-Surface Standoff Missiles, JASSM, as reported by Business Insider. By mastering the internal loading of up to 24 missiles, the service is now striving to develop the capacity to carry an additional 12 missiles externally, resulting in a formidable total of 36 missiles per bomber. Both the JSSM and LRASM missiles share a common heritage. The JSSM, developed in the 2000s, operates as a stealthy, subsonic cruise missile with GPS guidance, using an infrared seeker and pattern recognition system to identify its target. Once locked on, the JSSM delivers a powerful 1,000-pound high-explosive warhead, offering flexibility in its detonation mode, either airbursting for wider impact or diving to penetrate hardened targets such as bunkers. On the other hand, the LRASM was designed to replace the aging Harpoon anti-ship missile and evolved from the extended-range JASSM variant, known as JASSM-ER. Although visually similar to its predecessor, the LRASM incorporates advanced satellite data link targeting, enabling it to detect and navigate around enemy air defenses. Additionally, the LRASM possesses ship target recognition capabilities, ensuring precise homing onto the intended target. Arsenal plane. The drive to maximize the missile-carrying potential of the B-1 bomber can be traced back to the concept of the Arsenal plane, which emerged in the late 2010s. This concept aimed to load large aircraft, including transport planes, to capacity with missiles, effectively capitalizing on the vast number of aircraft available in the U.S. military during wartime. The resulting increase in missile delivery capabilities was intended to bolster the effectiveness of the U.S. forces in combat situations. One notable offshoot of the arsenal plane idea was the Rapid Dragon, a palletized missile delivery system. However, the concept also sparked the Air Force's efforts to optimize the capabilities of existing aircraft, like the B-1 Lancer bomber. Originally designed as a low-level penetrating bomber for deploying thermonuclear weapons in deep Soviet territories, the B-1 had since been diverted from its nuclear mission and underutilized, even serving as an expensive close-air support aircraft during the Afghanistan conflict. Currently, the average age of a B-1 bomber is approximately 34.5 years, and the entire fleet is scheduled for retirement in the early 2030s as the B-21 Raider begins entering service. While the Raider is an advanced stealth bomber, its internal weapons bay limits its missile-carrying capacity compared to the B-1. Nevertheless, the B-1's ability to carry an extensive missile payload, despite its aging maintenance challenges, remains a valuable asset. With just 10 B-1 bombers potentially carrying up to 360 missiles into battle, the Air Force aims to maintain a formidable strategic advantage until the full integration of the B-21 Raider in the coming years. A one-aircraft sinkfest. During the Cold War, the B-52 bomber and other naval aircraft carried limited anti-ship missiles, presenting a considerable threat to U.S. carrier battle groups. However, the modernization of military technology, particularly the development of the B-1 bomber equipped with long-range anti-ship missiles, LRASM, has significantly amplified the anti-ship firepower available to the U.S. military. Compared to the past, where a Soviet Tu-22 bomber could carry only a couple of AS-4 anti-ship missiles, the present scenario with the B-1/LRASM combination represents a dramatic increase in offensive capabilities. In a hypothetical scenario involving 5 B-1 bombers launching a total of 180 LRASM missiles at a Chinese carrier task force consisting of an aircraft carrier and multiple escort vessels, the Chinese fleet's chances of survival appear bleak. Even with a generous assumption that 30% of the missiles are successfully intercepted, 9 missiles could still breach the defenses and target the carrier directly, inflicting significant damage. The potential effectiveness of the B-1/LRASM combo highlights the importance of advanced defense systems like the Aegis Combat System, which the U.S. Navy developed during the Cold War to counter mass missile attacks. While such firepower creates a potent deterrent, it also underscores the need for responsible use and engagement to maintain regional stability. As military technology continues to advance, strategic balance and cooperation become increasingly crucial to prevent conflicts and promote peace in the international arena. The takeaway. The potential transformation of the B-1 bombers into a missile-laden force presents the United States Air Force with an unprecedented non-nuclear weapon system, capable of achieving a staggering ratio in engagements. With just 5 B-1 bombers and a crew of 15, the Air Force could potentially neutralize 6 enemy warships, carrying over 3,000 personnel. This remarkable capability surpasses conventional military ratios and approaches levels traditionally associated with the deployment of nuclear weapons. The strategic value of such an overwhelming force lies not in the intent to engage in war, but rather in the potential to deter conflicts and prevent them from escalating. The prospect of confronting a highly disproportionate threat may compel potential adversaries to reassess their actions and reconsider any aggressive military endeavors. In this sense, the Air Force's development of a powerful non-nuclear weapon system like the B-1 bomber with a vast missile payload can serve as a potent deterrent, potentially averting conflicts before they even begin. As with any military advancement, responsible deployment and adherence to international norms remain paramount. The potential capability of the B-1 bombers emphasizes the importance of maintaining a balance of power and promoting diplomacy and cooperation among nations. Utilizing such unmatched firepower judiciously can contribute to global stability and reinforce the need for peaceful resolution to disputes. Ultimately, the Air Force's efforts to develop this formidable weapon system represent a proactive stance in seeking alternatives to nuclear weapons and fostering a more secure and peaceful world.